I'm Richa Shukla, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies at Rajkumar Goyal Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. In today's lecture, I will be talking about the talent management benefits for the organization and employees and the various stages of the talent management. So, starting first, let's talk about the benefits of talent management for the organizations. First of all, talent management enhances individual and group productivity and the capacity to compete effectively in the complex and dynamic environment to achieve sustainable growth. Now, talent management plays a very important role in making the employee multi-talented. It polishes, it enhances the skills, knowledge and competencies of a candidate, of an employee, so that he can become the asset for the organization and increase the productivity of the organization in the long run. So, it helps the employees to compete in this competitive world and helps them to stand out in the organization. Next, talent management assists in hiring quality workforce. Now, in the talent management process, each and every step, each and every plan is defined in a very clear manner and in detail, and thus it helps in hiring the employees which are potential, which have the potential to become the asset for the organization. It establishes better match between the jobs and skills, as we have seen in the earlier lecture that in the process of planning of the talent management model, the job description and job specifications are clearly defined. So, talent management helps in matching the potential candidate which is most suitable for that particular job. It helps in retaining top talent, thereby reducing the cost of hiring new recruit. Now, talent management invest most of the time and money on making the employees multi-talented, on developing, enhancing the skills and knowledge and the other key set of the employees. So, it overall develop in retaining the top talent, and this helps in reducing the expenditure which the organization has to do on the new hired employees. So, that means that talent management reduces the hiring cost of the organization because they enhance the skills, they develop the leaders for tomorrow within the organization. So, there is no need to hire the people from outside, from the external sources, and that is why the cost of hiring the new candidates, new recruits in the organization gets reduced. Now, it helps in understanding the employee better, because when the employees are given regular feedback, when the interactions are done with the employees, when the regular training is performed for the employees, when performance appraisal discussions are done with the employees. Now, in all these methods, the organization comes to know clearly that what actually the employee is capable of, what the employee's skills are, which skills need to be more focused on, and which skills require more development. So, it helps in providing the better understanding of the employee by providing the regular feedback. It keeps employees engaged constructively. Now, employees are involved by giving certain activities from time to time. They are also moved to different new jobs in the process of job rotation, or they are given the new assignments, they are given the new problems, they are given any task which has to be performed in a team. Now, all these methods are done by the talent management in order to make the employee engaged and to make the employee engaged in a productive manner. Then is effective use of available manpower. Now, talent management actually focuses on the full utilization of a employee potential. It focuses that employee's full capacity should be utilized, his full caliber should be utilized. Next, it helps develop leaders for tomorrow within the organization. Now, as the talent management focuses on hiring the employees not from the external sources, it focuses on developing the employees from within the organization. It provides them the knowledge, the training about new technologies, about new work methods, new policies, new methodology of doing their task, their job more efficiently. So, all these helps in developing their knowledge, their key set, and thus it helps in developing the future leaders for tomorrow, which can in the coming time overtake the top positions of the organizations, and thus organization do not have to do lot of expenditure on hiring the people or hiring the potential talent from outside. Next is it helps in evaluating employees' readiness to take up the new roles. Talent management also provide the organization the information about the readiness of the employee, that how much employee is motivated to do the new task, how much employee is motivated to take the initiative to perform a new task, and how much he can contribute in the success of the organization. Now, let us talk about the benefits talent management provide to the employees. It promotes long-term association with the organization. Now, here when the organization is providing the employees with all the incentives, promotions, rewards, appraisals, and a positive work culture. Now, when all these things, when all these facilities are given to a particular employee in the organization, that automatically means that he will remain in the organization for a longer period of time, because when all these facilities are provided, it motivates the employee, it provides the job satisfaction to the employee, and if the employees are satisfied, if the employees are motivated, then definitely there will not be any reason of leaving the organization. So, they remain attached with the organization for a very longer period of time. Persistent and higher productivity of employees. Now, when the employees are motivated, they are well trained, then they know the different techniques, different new methods of doing a job, so their overall productivity increases. It keeps the employees motivated, which helps in career development. It helps the employees get job satisfaction from their work. As we discussed, when all the facilities are provided to the employees timely basis, and also their career planning is done in the organization, then they will not find any reason to switch off to the other organization, and thus it also improves the sustainability of the employee in the particular organization. Now, let us talk about the talent management stages. Now, there are the various stages of the talent management, like it starts with understanding the requirement, then sourcing the talent, attracting the talent, recruiting the talent, selecting the talent, training and development, retention, promotion, competency mapping, performance appraisal, career planning, succession planning, and finally, the exit of the employee from the organization, and this is the step where the stages ends. At the exit, the talent management stage ends. Talking about the first stage, it is saying understanding the requirement. Now, it is the initial stage of the talent management. It says that success of the whole process of talent management somehow depends on this first stage. It shows that you have to, as an organization, you need to identify that what is the total number of employees or the potential candidates you need for hiring. So, at first here the organization decide the number of candidates required for the purpose of hiring. Now, when you decide that how much number of people you required for the vacancies for filling, after that the job description and job specifications are made. Now, when we talk about job description, we say it is detailed examination of the job. This describes the nature of the job. That means what is the designation for which the candidates are hired, what will be the working hours, what will be the job duties, what will be the job responsibilities, what will be the facilities which will be given to the employees. Now, job description helps the candidate to understand the job better, that what the job is all about. Now, when we talk about job specification, it means describing the competencies, that is skills and knowledge which the employee need to possess within the organization. That is, it specifies the competencies and skills and abilities which the employee or which the potential candidate need to have to get selected for the particular vacancy. So, in first stage, we first analyze the number of candidate we required, and then accordingly we describe the job description and job specifications. Now, next is sourcing the talent. Now, sourcing the talent is actually the step when you decide that whether you will appoint the candidates internally or externally. That is, whether you will recruit the candidates from within the organization or you will be requiring the candidates from outside the organization. So, it targets the best talent of the industry and it search for the people both internally and externally to meet the requirement of the job description and job specification. Now, next is attracting the talent. Now, this is the next stage. Now, first when we have understood the requirement, then we have decided that from which internal or external source we will fulfill this requirement, then we decide that how we will attract the talent. Now, when you attract the talent, the company focuses on lots of things, like it focuses on doing the best advertising, it focuses on developing the EVP, that is employee value proposition. We have discussed about it in the previous lecture also. And other than that, in order to attract the candidate, it is very important for the organization to increase its visibility and to develop its brand, because if the company has a good reputation in the market, it has good visibility, it has a good brand image, then definitely the candidates will like to work with that particular organization. So, this is also very important for attracting the candidates. The next is recruiting the talent. Now, here we talk about the recruitment. Now, recruitment is basically the process when we select, or we say that it is a process when we actually attract or identify the potential candidate from the pool of qualified people. Again, recruitment is done internally or externally. Now, recruitment is the stage which is present in each and every organization and in each at every level of the organization, because it is a first stage where you actually decide to recruit the candidate. So, full potential and full focus should be given on the potential candidate, that the candidate which you are going to select should become an asset for the organization and should contribute in the success of the organization in the long run. Then is selecting the talent. Now, here we do is meeting with different people having same or different kind of skills. Now, when you do the selections, you interview lots of people who might have the same skills or the different skills, and you analyze each and every individual differently than that which individual or the candidate will be best suited for your organization. Then is their qualification, skill set should match with the job description and the job specifications. Candidate who qualify this round are invited to join the organization. Now, here again, when the focus is there on selecting the employee which has multitasking ability and which can become productive for the organization in the long run, and also the organization analyze whether the employee has the power of sustainability in the organization in the long run or not, whether the employee will have the caliber if he has given the additional roles and responsibilities and duties, whether they are going to stay with the organization or not. So, all these things are analyzed by doing the various selection tests like personality test, attitude test, aptitude test. In the same manner, by doing the different selection interviews, for example, the structured interviews, unstructured interviews, panel interviews, stress interviews, etc. So, in the whole process of selection, with the help of the selection interview and test, and by keeping all these mentioned points in mind, the candidate is selected who has full potential to be the part of the organization. That is, out of the total applicants or the applications you receive in the process of recruitment, out of those applications you select the candidate which will be best suited for the organization. Now, once when we have selected the candidate, the next step is to do training and development. Now, here talking about the training and development is, after recruiting the best people, they are trained and developed to get the desired output. Now, when we talk about the training and development, now once when you have selected the potential candidate, now it is very important to increase their skills, knowledge, abilities, decision making power, now it is very important that the selected employee should have a better skill, knowledge, abilities and decision making power. So, organization do keep full focus on enhancing and polishing these skills, so that the talent of the employee can become unique and he can exist in this competitive environment. Now, when you decide after doing the training and development, the next step is for the retention of the employees. Now, retention of the employees actually means holding back the employees in the organization. Nowadays, organization do full focus on retaining their employees with them for a longer period of time, because it is not possible for the organization to hire a candidate, then to give them the training, spend so much on their training, and they, once they get trained, they leave the organization and again hire the new candidate and do the same process. So, organization think, if we are selecting the person and we are investing so much cost on his training and development, then we have to put the equal focus on his retention, so that again and again we do not have to spend on hiring of the employee, right. So, here the retention of the employee, the sustainability of the employee with the organization for the long run is being focused. The next is promotion. Now, when we talk about promotion, we say that in the organization no one can work if you are not providing him the personal or the professional growth. It is very important to provide them the rewards, whether they are monetary, non-monetary, to provide them the promotions. Promotions are actually meaning to put an employee at a higher level, to promote an employee at a higher level with the increase in his designation and the salary. So, if the employee get promotion, if the employee's professional and personal growth happens, he will definitely be in the organization. Then next is the competency mapping. Now, when we talk about competency mapping, it means assessing the employee's skills, development and ability and competence, and this phase, this stage actually focus on the behavior, attitude and knowledge as well. Now, what the company actually do here, company analyze that what are the skill set of the employees, what is employee's attitude, what is employee behavior, what is his future possibility for the improvement. Now, why this is all done? This is all done by the organization to see whether it is fit that we promote the employee, or right now it is not the right time to give the promotions to the employee. So, here in the competency mapping, we analyze the employee skills to decide whether he or she should be promoted or not. Then is the performance appraisal. Now, when we talk about performance appraisal, we do compare the actual performance of an employee with the standard performance, and this comparison of the actual performance with the standard performance gives an idea to the organization that whether it is possible to give this employee more responsibilities or not. So, this is actually the point, the stage where you assess the capability of the employees, and if the employee performance is good, if he is meeting the target, if he is fully motivated, if he is fully dedicated towards the organization and he is also contributing in the productivity of the organization, then we decide that this organization should give this employee extra responsibilities. He is ready for taking the more responsibilities. Next is career planning. Now, in this the individual can handle, if the individual can handle the work pressure and he can do the management of each and every task which is given to them, then they are ready to be moved ahead. Now, it is good to recognize their efforts to retain them for a longer period of time. Now, here the organization thing, if the employee is performing better, then we can move them to the higher positions in the organization. The organization can plan their career in advance by seeing their current performance. Then is the succession planning. Now, succession planning is actually who will replace whom in the near future. Now, here the organization do the succession planning of the employee in advance. If the organization find that the employee is fit for taking the extra responsibilities, he have all the skill set present for the task, then they are being planned to move ahead to being promoted to the higher positions in the organization. The employee who has given his best in the organization and has been serving it for a long time deserve to hold the top position. Now, here as I told, the organization decide that if the employee performance is good throughout and if he is ready and if he is fully motivated to give their 100% to the organization and he is well trained, then the organization decide to put them on the higher positions in the organization. Now, one more thing which plays an important role is the sustainability. Now, in the time of succession planning, while planning the succession of the employee, the organization also focuses on the employee duration with the organization. If the employee is associated with the organization from a very longer period of time, then the organization finds him fit, that he is having all the required qualities, the employee is having all the potential skills, competencies, knowledge, they are fully motivated, and thus it is the right time that we can plan to promote the employee to a higher position in the organization. So, the management decides when and how succession will take place. Now, if the employee is appropriate, if the employee is good, then the organization decides that on which date, on which time the succession should take place. That is the time when the employee will be promoted or the employee will be placed at the higher position in the organization. Now, the last stage of talent management is the exit. Exit means when the employee leave the organization. It is the process which ends when individual leave the organization. So, when the employee leaves the organization, the talent management stages end. Now, from the organization perspective, organization find it important to analyze the reason for the employee leaving the organization. So, the organization here says that exit interviews should be conducted so that the organization know the reason why the employee left the organization. So, finally, as I said, this process will end when the employee leaves the organization. The reason for leaving can be that the individual get retirement or the voluntary retirement, or he is leaving the organization because of any other personal or professional reason. So, with it I end my lecture. Thank you everyone.